Refracted horizon has light that bends into your eyes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Al-Biruni says otherwise. According to this diagram where he derived an R value by having a straight line to the horizon he can see.
And they had Johnny Quest and
Astro Cats.
Astro
Super Cat.
Did you hear the little compilation that we made of you, Ackenbars?
Ooh, no, y'all made a compilation of me?
And they were educating me from Andrew Thomas Young's paper. They're saying, yeah, those light rays, they're curving to your eyeball, right?
Yeah, but
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh, they are?
Line of sight is never bent.
You haven't got a straight line of sight on a globe. It's all bent.
Those light rays, they're curving to your eyeball.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Line of sight is never bent.
They're curving to your eyeball.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Line of sight is never bent.
Calling all cars, calling all cars. We have
Numpty dipshit.
all cars, please assist. All cars, please assist.
So why don't you walk me through this?
What you want me to do this? What you get me do this, prove a flat earth? Huh? What you get me do this?
Done.
What you get me do this, proving a flat earth? Huh? What you get me do this, proving a flat earth?
That is how you sound, Virus. That is
What you get me do this, proving a flat earth?
Man, walk me through this.
Damn, bro!
Someone-
You got me proving a flat earth, bro! Why'd you get me do this, bro?
Very good.
Yo, that makes me
That's
cry
got me cracking up again. I'm laughing in my car. It's hysterical. Why'd you walk me through
I was
this?
hoping to
What
come
were you
better.
saying?
Why won't you walk me through this?
Bro.
Says, why don't you walk me through this? But in a very exasperated tone, which I then twisted into, why'd you make me prove a flat earth?
Yeah, which was great.
Nathan, you gotta say
That
bro
was
more often.
No, the part that I wanted to get to, even though that was hilarious, was Ackenbars. You said that the lines that are coming to your eyes, right? The light is curved. And then you say the light is never bent. What's up with that?
The light is bent. Your line of sight isn't.
Wow, he doubles
Two different
down.
things.
What
Two
is
different
sight?
things.
That's okay. Hang on, that's okay. We'll
What
take
is
that as read.
sight?
Hold on. So, what's the bent bit again? Line of sight straight. What's the bent bit?
The lines that represent light.
Lines that represent light are bent, but the line of sight is straight.
Yeah.
So, do we have a line of sight to Earth curve?
Ask that one more time.
You've just described and qualified that the light moving is bent, but the line of sight is straight. And I asked, do we have a line of sight to Earth curve?
What do you mean by Earth curve?
The curve of the Earth.
I mean, it depends. If you think the horizon is, then you will see the horizon. But if you don't think the horizon is Earth curve, then no.
Well, I'm
I
asking
don't
you.
think you would.
Do we have a line of sight to Earth curve? Yes or no?
It's possible, yeah.
Possible. So we have a
Possible.
straight line of sight to Earth curve.
Yeah, if you see Earth curve, then yeah, you will have a straight line of sight to it.
Oh, the
You
horizon
have a straight.
is Earth curve, right?
Depends on how you look at it. I don't.
Sorry, how are we
I see-
looking
I
at
can
it?
see
Are we
it as
looking at it
the-
bent or looking at it straight? What do you mean how we're looking at it? We just got a line of sight to it. You're saying line of sight to the horizon, Earth curve? Yeah? right?
I'm saying that it depends. It depends on how you view the horizon. Is the horizon Earth curve to you,
I
or is it
use
not
my
Earth curve to
eyeballs.
you?
I use my eyeballs. Now, do we have a line of sight? Why is it that you're not just saying yes?
Yes, if you're looking at something, you have a straight line of sight to it.
So, looking at the horizon in the Black
Period.
Swan, we have a straight line of sight to it, correct?
Yes.
So the Earth is a sphere at 250,000 miles radius then?
What does that have to do with that?
Because you're saying that the horizon with a straight line to it is Earth curve, and I've pointed out that in the Black Swan, that would mean Earth curve gives us a radius of 250,000 miles rather than 3959 miles. That's absurd. If we've got a straight line to the horizon, and that's a straight line of sight to the horizon, and the horizon is Earth curve, then Black Swan. We've got a 250,000 mile radius then.
Yeah, just
I
a bit
don't see
off.
where those two relate to each other, but anything you look at, you're going to have a straight line of sight to.
So Earth curve horizon, straight line of sight to it in the Black Swan, means that we've got an absolutely enormous, massive, great big ball. That's absurd.
No, it doesn't. It just means that you're looking in that direction. It has nothing to do.
Right, Earth's sphere radius 3959 would have the horizon with a line of sight to it at 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's 1.2 miles in the Black Swan, because he's at 1 foot. Well, the distance to horizon's beyond 10 miles. So that, at minimum, puts the distance of the radius at 250,000 miles. If you've got a straight line of sight to a horizon that's Earth curve.
Regardless of that, you have a straight line of sight to anything that you look at, regardless of what light is doing.
So we've got a straight line of sight to Earth curve, making Earth curve obscenely large then.
Your line of sight has nothing to do with Earth curve.
So we can't see Earth curve then. So line of sight, we now don't have a line of sight to Earth curve then.
I said it depends on how you see the horizon.
It depends. Why not just yes? So when I ask this guy if we can see Earth curve, it depends is the answer. Why not just yes? It's in your maths.
Because it depends on your way.
So, sorry, does it say it depends on the Earth curve maths? Does it say it depends above that title? Earth curve maths, but kind of depends. You can see it at these distances and these numbers, but also it kind of depends.
We're talking about line of sight.
Yeah, a straight line of sight to the horizon in the Black Swan would put Earth with a radius of 250,000 miles. It would be bigger than the claimed orbital path of the moon if that's where Earth curve is. Straight line of sight, right?
Okay, that has nothing to do with your line of sight.
So that horizon in the Black Swan isn't Earth curve then?
I don't care what it is. That has
So it's not Earth curve. You just don't care when it's clearly not Earth curve. Horizon's not Earth curve then, but you just don't care when it gets to that point in your argument, because if it is Earth curve and it has got a straight line of sight, that'd be straight, to it, then Earth's got a 250,000 mile radius if that's Earth curve that we can see. So let's get it clear. We can't see Earth curve then, correct?
It doesn't matter what you're looking
Yeah, it fucking does. If you're claiming Earth's a sphere, you're damn well going to need Earth curve, so it matters for you. We just can't see it, right?
at.
Mumble, mumble. We just can't see it, right?
That's a whole different argument.
No, it's my argument right now. You're saying Earth curve, straight line of sight, horizon, Earth curve. Well, if that's the case, 250,000 mile horizon, radius. And you're saying suddenly it doesn't matter when I point out that, so the horizon is not Earth curve. You just don't want to concede that now it's not Earth curve. That depends is now it's no longer being seen as Earth curve, right? In this scenario.
Depends on how you look at it. Dude.
I look at it with my eyes. We covered that, circle jerking fundy asshole. I look at it with my eyes. You're saying straight line of sight, 250,000 mile radius is the result. Then it doesn't matter when I ask you, so the horizon is not Earth curve, because that would result in a 250,000 mile radius then.
I don't understand how you get.
Oh, well then why are you having the conversation? You don't seem to understand that the line of sight in your globe Earth horizon's bent as a result of refraction and atmosphere, but now you're telling us we've got straight lines of sight, until I point out that the horizon being Earth curve in the Black Swan would give you a 250,000 mile radius. Suddenly it doesn't matter then, does it?
It's still a straight line of sight.
What, to a horizon putting the radius at 250,000 miles. That's obscene.
It's a straight line regardless of what you're looking at. It doesn't.
We're looking at Earth curve. And until it gives us a 250,000 miles horizon, and then suddenly it's what? Depends. No, depends just means a bit less strong than no, it's not Earth curve anymore. It's too far away to be Earth curve.
Line of sight is always straight, regardless. Nothing changes.
So straight to the
sight.
okay. So line of sight to the horizon as Earth curve. In the Black Swan, line of sight straight.
Whatever you're looking at, line of sight is straight.
And
Regardless of
are
what
we
you're
looking at Earth curve when we look at the Black
It don't
Swan
matter
horizon?
what you're looking at.
Are we? Don't be scared of the question. Are we looking at Earth curve in the Black Swan?
I don't know. You're looking at a refracted horizon.
A refracted horizon. Sorry, so we haven't got a straight line of sight anymore. It's bent. So now we're looking at something with refraction. So it's not straight line of sight. I thought anything we looked at had a straight line of sight. Now it's suddenly refracted.
You still have a straight.
Sorry, I thought anything we looked at had a straight line of sight.
You still have a straight line.
It's still got a straight line of sight when it's refracted. No, it's not. If it's refracted, it's not straight. You stupid mumbling idiot.
I didn't mumble nothing.
Sorry, mate. You've just told me we've got a straight line of sight to anything we're seeing. I'm asking if you've got a straight line of sight to this Earth curve, and you're saying no, it's refracted. That's not straight then, is it? You stupid mumbling idiot.
You have a straight line of sight to everything that you look at.
So you've got a straight line of sight to the horizon as Earth curve in the Black Swan then?
Oh, brother.
It's a refracted horizon.
So that's not straight then?
That has nothing to do with your.
Nothing to do with my total failure. Everything to do with you losing, you double-speaking clown. You're saying you've got a straight line to anything you can see until it's Earth curve horizon beyond its geometric limitations. Then it's refracted. But we're seeing it. And according to you, that's straight. But also refracted. You double-speaking clown.
He even
Don't you
said it
just get
himself.
tired? Don't you just get
So,
tired
do you
from
understand, like,
switching
when you-
positions in your own argument all the time?
Yeah, but he even said it himself. Oh, that's a whole other argument. See? His
Yeah,
entire
we're talking
narrative
about
has
a
to change
radius
when
value.
it's a
That's
different
completely
argument, right?
different than we're talking about a straight
But
line
it
of
sounds
sight.
like you don't even
Yeah, line of
realize
sight
that
to the horizon. Line of sight to the horizon.
Okay, when you draw the.
Okay, well, that would be Earth curved, but it wouldn't be in this instance because that straight line of sight isn't straight. As soon as I ask if that horizon's Earth curve, then you tell me it's refracted. Refracted meaning bent. So we haven't got a straight line of sight to anything we can see. And in this case, I'm asking if we can see Earth curve. So we can't see Earth curve then.
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm not stuttering. I'm not a stuttering, mumbling idiot. Yeah, you fucking are. You stuttering, mumbling idiot. We can't see Earth curve. Because as soon as I ask why it's beyond its geometric limitations, it's because it's bent, in spite of the fact that you're telling us that we've got a straight line of sight to anything we can see. Until it's Earth curve, then it ain't straight, is it? Then it's bent. Obviously, you need it to be straight when you're correcting dip from it. But in this instance, it's just a maybe. Maybe we'll see Earth curve today. Maybe we won't. Depends how you look at it. Maybe it'll be a straight line to it. Maybe it'll be refracted if we see it. Just depends on whether or not I need a straight line today or not. Not whether or not the horizon's Earth curve. It isn't.
No, it doesn't. I don't understand how you're getting all of that.
Because it would be a 250,000 mile radius if the horizon was something with a straight line that we could see beyond its geometric limitations in the Black Swan. I did explain it to you. It's just you're a chanting, fundy mutterer who mutters through every last word I say so you don't have to listen to it.
I'm hearing everything that you said.
Oh, well, the horizon's not Earth curve then, is it? Obviously, we'd have a massive sphere Earth if that was the leading edge of it.
But you're not listening.
That's not you muttering through me, is it?
If you look south, there is not no.
Why are we looking south? We're looking at the horizon that's not Earth curve. That's what we're looking at. Bent line, refracted line. I thought everything we could see had a straight line of sight to it. Why are we now needing to look south? We don't. The horizon's not Earth curve.
Okay, because this is the direction you're looking in.
That's fascinating. Meanwhile, the horizon's not Earth curve because it would give us a 250,000 mile radius if we could draw it with a straight line of sight to it.
What does that have to do with the direction you're looking in?
It has everything to do with the horizon not being Earth curve. Because according to you, anything we can see, we've got a straight line to it, until I ask if we've got a straight line to Earth curve. Then it's not straight anymore. And that contradiction is something that's a big problem if you need geometrically straight lines to tangent points to claim their Earth curve. That's why you're saying you've got a straight line. Until I offer up the black swan. And then the conclusion is that that horizon, not Earth curve, has got a bent line to it, even though we can see it.
The light is bent, not your.
Yeah, so the line of sight not straight then. So we're looking at Earth curve with a bent line then. So when we're looking at Earth curve, just so we're all clear about what Virus's position is, if you're looking at Earth curve, that's why it depends. Then you've got a bent line to it. But if you're looking at Earth curve and it's not beyond its geometric limitations, then it's got a straight line to it. So it depends on whether or not it's fucking not Earth curve or not then.
No, what the fuck?
No, well, is it Earth curve that we're looking at in the Black Swan or isn't it?
You always have a straight line of sight.
So therefore we've got an absolutely enormous Earth and the horizon that's blocking our views miles away because we've got a straight line to it. So it's not a refracted line miles away, it's a straight geometric line to it. The Earth curve edge, blocking the boats beyond it at 10 miles. Well, if it's blocking boats at 10 miles, straight line to it, then Earth's absolutely enormous, Virus. Do you want to tell me again that we haven't got a straight line to Earth curve, that it's refracted?
What? That has nothing.
Well, I'm not that high-pitched.
The direction you look in is the direction you look in. It has, regardless of what light is doing. It could be no light around and pitch black. The direction you're looking in is still the direction you're looking in.
Fascinating. And are we looking at a straight line at Earth curve in the Black Swan?
If you see it, then that's what you got a straight line to it.
Well, then that would mean Earth's absolutely enormous because suddenly we've got a geometric limitation 10 miles away when we're only a foot above the ground, meaning a sphere Earth of that dimension would be enormous.
If you were looking at the geometric horizon, yeah.
So are we? Because that's something that has a straight line to it. And obviously we're looking at it, so we've got a straight line to it, haven't we, Virus?
I repeated plenty of times that it's a refracted horizon. And
So not a straight line to it then. So we're looking at it, but it's not a straight line, it's a bent line now. So we aren't always seeing straight lines then. It depends on whether we're looking at Earth curve as a horizon. Then it depends.
No, it doesn't. There's no.
So we have got a straight line. We can just see Earth curve then in the Black Swan.
If you're looking at Earth curve, you got a straight line to it.
So if we're not looking at Earth curve, we haven't got a straight line to it. So therefore, what you're looking at and whether or not the light's bent depends on whether or not you're looking at Earth curve. It's not just the Earth curve they lay down in the Earth curve maths. It's very much a depends on where it is that day. So it's not a physical limitation. It depends on where the hell it is that day, whether or not you've got a straight line to it, right? Earth curve, that is.
So why when I say...
So why are you asking me? I'm asking, does Earth curve depend on whether or not it's where you think it'll be? And if it isn't, you've got a bent line to it. Is that correct?
Oh, it's always the same.
Well, no, because in the Black Swan, it's beyond its geometric limitations. Definitely not always the same, you stupid idiot. Definitely not always in the same place.
Refraction is doing. It doesn't even have...
Sorry, refraction's not a straight line to it. So we haven't got a straight line to Earth curve in this scenario now. Now we've got bent lines to it. Okay?
There's no scenario.
So why you keep going up in an
Virus.
octave every time I catch you out on your double speak contradiction? Yeah, Earth curve, if we've seen it and it's got a straight line to it, then in the Black Swan, Earth's massive. But your justification is to tell me we're not seeing straight lines anymore in that scenario. So it depends on whether or not you're looking at Earth curve, on whether or not the line's going to be bent. And it depends on whether it's supposed to be where it's supposed to be or if it's physically moved. Yeah?
It doesn't depend. It doesn't...
Oh, it doesn't depend now. So why did you say it depends earlier?
I never said...
Yeah, I never said when I lie I go really high-pitched.
said it depends.
Sorry, you
Your
said it
double
depends
speaking
then.
is
So you
beyond
did say it
ridiculous.
depends.
Line of sight
some
depends on nothing
dignity,
but the
Echo,
direction you
come
look
on.
at.
I'm looking at a horizon. Is that Earth curve or not?
I don't know. Depending on what you
You
think.
don't know? So you're a globe-believing muppet who doesn't know whether or not he's looking at Earth curve. I just thought the horizon for a globe believer was the horizon that you see and think is Earth curve. Now you're saying it depends? My God, there's most of the Western world just believe that the horizon's Earth curve. Why don't you? Is it because of the Black Swan?
You are
Maybe you
looking
mean
at the
with the-
horizon. It depends on what you think of the horizon.
I don't think anything of the horizon. You think it's Earth curve, though.
think the horizon is where the ground fades away from you.
So not Earth curve then.
Yes, it could be Earth curve. That means
It could be Earth curve. It just depends, right? Could be. Isn't necessarily definitely the Earth curve in the Earth curve maths. It kind of depends. It's ambiguous. This physical limitation, hill claim to get in the way. It depends. It might be a hill in the way today, but tomorrow it might not be.
not if there ain't a hill there in the first place. I'm not understanding the situation.
Well, Earth curve is supposed to be a hill getting in the way. Don't you understand what a physical limitation to a boat and building in the Earth curve maths is? It's a hill in the way.
Not when you say it. No.
Not when I say it. Well, no, Earth curve maths are saying it. I made that clear.
Oh, well, I don't use that. So
You don't use the Earth curve math, so then you are alone in this discussion then, because there's a clear claim from people who aren't boneheads that Earth curve limitations, a hill in the way, is represented at a certain distance. As soon as we point out the black swan to you, though, suddenly we've got a big problem. Not a straight line anymore. Not everything we can see that would include Earth curve has got a straight line of sight to it now. Then it depends. No, not according to the Earth curve maths virus. It doesn't depend according to them. According to them, you can see Earth curve at a physical distance.
it doesn't depend. I never said.
Oh, it doesn't depend. Well, then there's a big problem because the black swan shows that limitation beyond its geometric capabilities.
You're not
Okay,
paying
you
attention.
ever get tired of double speaking, Virus?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
you
how
flip
does it-
flopped your position
Explain to me,
46
explain-
times just in the past like 10 minutes, man.
yeah,
Are you
your
kidding?
position
Explain to
is
me how
kind of
double speaking.
incontinent
Explain
at
it.
this point.
Chocolate,
Couple of
explain how
quotes
it's
and,
double
Master B,
speaking.
Nathan.
By the power of Grayskull.
Nobody got that?
By the power of Grayskull.
Chocolate,
What is
explain
wrong
to me
with
how
you,
it's double speaking.
virus?
His position is getting kind of incontinent. Come on. Depends.
In the,
Listen,
How is it double
listen,
speaking?
I don't
Chocolate?
even. The sad thing is, he doesn't even know what he's saying.
Okay, well, we've got the
How is it
diagram.
double speaking?
Okay, we've got the diagram up for Al-Biruni measuring dip to a geometric physical limitation known as Earth curve, right? You know the Al-Biruni story?
Yeah.
Okay, he's got a straight line to a horizon.
Okay, his line of sight is straight. Okay, so what?
Okay. So, black swan.
That has nothing to do. Well, I don't understand the.
So he's looking at the same horizon that we're looking at in the black swan. It's just a horizon that he's using. Do you not understand?
Yeah, that's and it's refracted. That's why he's a.
Sorry, it's refracted. Sorry. For the audience's benefit, this line with a square drawn on it definitely doesn't have a bent line between A and C. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to draw this 90-degree angle. So, no.
Is that line a represent?
Is it bent?
I'm representing.
Is it bent?
represent?
Is it bent?
What is the line?
Is it bent?
What does it represent?
Is it bent?
What does it represent?
Is it bent?
represent?
Is it
What
bent?
does it represent?
Hello, you stupid clown. Is it a bent line?
Does the line represent?
So why are you asking me something? You've just told me that this line between A and C is bent. No, it isn't. You are fundamentally incorrect about what Al-Biruni did, you stupid idiot.
What does the line?
So why are you asking me something rather than conceding that you were incorrect when you said this line from C to A was bent for Biruni? It wasn't, you stupid idiot.
You're talking about?
The line you said was bent to the horizon.
What picture are you talking about?
The Biruni method that I made clear we were discussing.
Can you post a picture for me? Because I don't know what.
Of the Biruni method that you agreed you understood. I need to post it to you now. I've absolutely taken your pants down and given your ass a good spanking with the fact that this line ain't bent. Like you said, it was bent.
I understand the argument, not the picture.
Oh, really? Well, this line ain't bent. So why did you say it was bent if you understand how stupid you are for
I don't
saying
know
it
what
was?
line you're talking.
The line between the geometric horizon, known as Earth curve, and Al-Biruni's position on the mountain is not
What does the line
bent.
represent?
It represents the absolute annihilation of globe Earth and the physical geometric limitation at the horizon. That's what it represents. It represents the death of your religion in a globe. Do you understand, you stupid clown? This line isn't bent.
Does it represent light?
Yeah, it represents what he's looking at. He's looking at a geometric limitation to his view known as Earth curve. The same horizon in the Black Swan, however, is bent according to you.
That line in the in the black swan would not be bent if it's his line of sight.
Oh, really? So that would give us a 250,000 mile radius then, because the limitation to the boats and buildings is beyond 10 miles. So if the line to that is straight now, I mean, a minute ago it was refracted, but now we're back to the black swan having a straight line to it because Al-Biruni needs a straight line. Sorry, that's very high pitched.
Line to it.
Sorry, do you want to go up another octave? Can you squeeze one more octave out of it? Yeah, so it was refracted a minute ago, right? We all got clear that it's refracted, but now it's straight in the black swan because Al-Biruni needs it to be straight.
I never said it was not refracted. I never said that.
Not refracted, so straight.
I never said that it was not refracted.
Oh, okay. So the line of sight in the black swan is straight. Therefore, the horizon representing Earth curve gives you an absolutely enormous sphere then.
Only if you're looking at the geometric horizon.
Oh, what, like Al-Biruni is? I see. So Al-Biruni's got a bent line because he's looking at the geometric horizon then.
I thought you said it wasn't.
Sorry, that's another octave higher than it was previously. Is it just because I've taken your pants down and spanked you again?
Unless the line represents light, it is not going to be bent.
Oh, sorry, he's looking at the horizon. It's definitely representative of light.
No, it's representing his...
No! So Al-Biruni's not looking at the horizon according to Virus.
That's not what I said.
Sorry, you said if it's light, well, then he's looking at it.
That line represented light.
Yeah, he's looking at it. 5th time. Yes, light, he's looking at the horizon. That's right.
Virus,
Straight.
what do you think you see when you open your eyes, Virus?
You said what?
So why is it that this line between the horizon and Al-Biruni is straight when, according to you, refracted lines of sight to the horizon in the black swan? So therefore, I asked you, why are you saying that this line to a geometric horizon is bent when Biruni needs it to be straight?
Unless the line is representing light, it is not.
Yeah, he's looking at it. He's looking at the horizon. We covered this 6 times. Back to the Ferndi circle jerk.
What are they, don't you?
Yeah, he's looking at it. It represents light. He's looking at it. It's just not bent for his measurement. We all clear? Not bent? Not like the line of sight you're claiming is refracted?
Oh my God.
Don't blaspheme. You're just getting your ass spanked. It doesn't mean you need to appeal to God.
Line of sight and light are not the same thing.
Really? Looking at things and the line of sight aren't the same thing? I see. So which one is Al-Biruni dealing with? Is he looking at, aka line of sight to the horizon, like the horizon in the Black Swan? Are they the same horizon? Horizon Biruni's looking at and the horizon in the Black Swan. Are they different, those horizons?
They're both refracted.
So you think horizon's refracted for Biruni? Both refracted? No, you total idiot. Al-Biruni's horizon is not refracted, or he wouldn't have a triangle with 90 degrees at the tangent. No, they're not both refracted. You don't understand Biruni. You are clearly demented. You are clearly an idiot.
Presenting light.
Nathan, may I read the two?
Line of sight and light are not the same thing.
Really? Yeah, hold on one second. Let me take a shot at reasoning with this numpty. All right. When you look at something with your eyes, what are you seeing?
The light that's coming into your eyes.
So the light is the compelling factor of the matter with sight. So if the light's bent and light's hitting your eyes, isn't the line of sight bent?
No, light is. Your line of sight is the direction you're looking in.
It's not a direction
because of refraction. It doesn't change because of
direction. Numpty, sight, right? Sight is governed by the light that hits your eyes. If that light that's hitting your eyes that you already said is bent, then your line of sight is therefore bent.
No, the direction you look in is still the direction.
It's not a direction, you fucking clown.
That's what I'm talking about when I say line
That's
of
what you're
sight.
talking
It's the
about.
direction
Line
you're
of
looking
sight.
at and what's in your field of view. It's in that direction. Refraction don't
It's in
change
the
that.
direction. You keep on saying direction. Pull up
And
a
that's
definition.
that's
of
what I
line.
mean by that.
Point up a
That's
definition.
what I
of-
mean when I say
I'll
that.
tell you what, you fucking idiot. Pull up a citation with line of sight with direction in it. I mean, this is elementary. If you're looking at
When
something and your sight is dependent on the light that's hitting your eye, so that's the groundwork framework of the discussion, right? If that light's bent and you're looking at the light, guess what?
Hey, I just pulled it up. A line from
Yeah.
an observer's eye to a distant point. 2. The line between 2 points, specifically the straight path between transmitting antenna, as for radio or television signals, and the receiving antenna, when unobstructed by the horizon. Isn't that interesting?
Oh,
Yes, line of sight, a straight line along which an observer has unobstructed vision. That's what I'm talking about. You
Yeah.
look in a certain direction. That's what.
Where's
my
the
God.
direction at in those definitions?
So let's just tie it down then. So in this instance, as per the definition, including what the horizon's doing, a line of sight is your view between you and a distant object, correct?
Yeah, between you and what you're seeing.
Right. And are we seeing Earth curve in the Black Swan? My original question.
You're seeing a refracted.
So that's not bent then. You don't think refracted means bent?
What?
Refracted means deviated from straight, not straight. So go up 2 octaves, go on. So we're not seeing Earth curve then
Yeah, you
in the
have
Black
a lot
Swan
of-
then?
You're seeing a refracted horizon. That's
So
what you're
not
seeing.
straight
No
then.
such animal exists.
So when it says specifically a line from the observer to a distant point, that line also defined specifically as the straight path, that's actually bent, defying the definition of line of sight then.
Yeah, you're seeing out to a point.
Sorry, the point that by definition is the straight path, not refracted, according to the definition of line of sight. So line of sight to the horizon as Earth curve in the Black Swan, just not Earth curve.
What you're seeing is a refracted horizon. That's
Sorry, refracted isn't straight, so violating the definition of line of sight then. Line of sight being a straight line?
does exist. I don't see why it don't exist. It does.
Because you're saying it's refracted, so if you don't understand why being deviated from straight isn't straight, there is no helping you.
Line of sight and light aren't the same thing. Lines that represent
goes
light
again
can be
saying the
straight, while
same
line
thing.
of sight can be
What a
straight.
doofus.
Virus, man, you're out of your mind, bro.
Yeah, he
You're
is.
really out of your mind.
I mean, it'd probably be a lot better if
Why-
I actually drew this out for
Do
y'all.
you,
but
do
I
you,
think it
do
would be
you need
pointless
light
still.
to see? Do you need light to see?
Yes, but at the same time, it could be pitch black in the direction you're
So
looking
when
in. It's
you're-
still the
when
direction
you
you're
have
looking in.
something
That's your
in
line of
your
sight.
Seeing
line of
anything,
sight.
are you?
Okay, it's
Right.
all right. Let's see if he accepts a second definition.
But
Line
your
of
eyes
sight.
are open, and that's the direction
No,
you're
no,
looking
clearly he's going to run past the second
eyes are
definition.
open.
Hello? Let's just see if he'll tolerate a second definition. Line of sight. The line of sight, also known as visual axis or straight line, also open brackets, straight space line, is an imaginary line between an observer, spectator's eye, and a subject of interest, or their relative direction. There you go. There's direction in there for you. The term line typically presumes that the light between by which the observed object is seen travels as a straight ray, which sometimes not the case, as light can take a curved path when reflected from a mirror, refracted by a lens, or density changes by the traversed medium.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So which is it? Do we see a straight line of sight to the Earth curve in the Black Swan or not?
You have a straight line of sight to the refracted horizon.
Right, if it's refracted, it's not straight. That's a contradiction in terms.
You have a straight line of sight to the refracted horizon.
Right, you can't have a straight refracted line. You can't have a straight bent line. That's a contradiction in terms. Second time I've said it.
I didn't say straight bent line.
You said you've got a straight line of sight to the refracted horizon. Therefore, you've got a straight bent line.
Light is bending it to your eye.
So not a straight line then. So a straight line of sight which is bent is a contradiction in terms. That's the third time.
And for the second time I told you I didn't say that. So
do we see
No,
Earth
nobody
curve in
repeat
the
it.
Black Swan or not?
you're seeing a refracted horizon. That's what you see.
So that means bent line to it.
That means bent light.
Bent light. So therefore, the line of sight to the horizon's bent.
No, light coming from the horizon is bent.
So if we can see the
And
horizon...
what are you seeing?
Okay. If we can see the horizon, right, what we're seeing has a bent line to our eyes, correct?
Okay.
No, I'm asking, is that correct? Is that your position? If we can see the horizon, there's a bent
the
line
light
from
coming
it.
from the light coming from the ground is being bent into your vision. Yes.
So if we're looking at the horizon specifically, there's a bent line coming to your eyes, correct? According to you.
Yes, when you're looking out in that direction, bent lines of light are going into your eyes.
Okay, so the horizon, when looking at it, has a bent line to your eyes, according to you.
Refracted horizon has light that bends into your eyes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect, thank you. Al-Biruni says otherwise. According to this diagram where he derived an R value by having a straight line to the horizon he can see. So you are literally pissing in the face of Al-Biruni right now. On screen the entire time you told us how bent that line was.
No, light is bent, not the direction you're looking in. If that light,
Right, Al-Biruni's looking at a horizon in the diagram that's been on screen this entire time that you told us how bent the line from the horizon you claim you're looking at is. Well, that pisses in the face of this diagram with a straight line then, because he's looking at the horizon. You've just made it explicitly clear that the line coming from the horizon to your eyes is bent. Not according to this diagram with Al-Biruni's measurement of the geometric horizon known as Earth curve. He's got a straight line. So he's not in agreement with you. He's saying straight line to the geometric horizon. You're saying it's bent. You're pissing in the face of Al-Biruni right now.
no, I'm actually not.
You said that the line from the horizon was bent. If you can see it, the light coming to your eyes is bent. Here's a diagram of Al-Biruni. The light to his horizon has got a straight line to it. The problem is that if you claim you've got a straight line, it messes up the geometry. Black Swan has killed your globe. So you simultaneously need both a bent line to be a straight line. Al-Biruni's got a straight line to the horizon. The one you're telling us about how that light from the horizon bends into your eyes.
Yeah, that line doesn't represent light.
Oh, so when he looked at the horizon, it doesn't represent light from the horizon going into his eyes to measure? Yet you're just still pissing in the face of Al-Biruni now, aren't you? Because he very much has got a straight line in this diagram, and it needs to be to get 90 degrees for his triangle to his claim to be centre of the Earth. Now, if according to you, that line along the top, where he looks at this point, which is the horizon, bends into his eyes, then he hasn't got a frigging triangle anymore.
You're thinking of it the wrong way.
Sorry, you stuttering much? Am I thinking about it the wrong way when I've had a diagram up of what Al-Biruni did? No, I'm not thinking of it the wrong way. You just ballsed up Biruni's measurement by telling us how bent the horizon line is. Oh, I've got a bent line because I'm looking at it. Therefore, it's light. Therefore, it's coming into my eyes in a bend. Oh, really? Well, that ballses up Biruni's measurement, doesn't it?
That line can originate from his position as his vision and not light.
As his vision, not light. Sorry, we already established with two definitions that it is light.
It's not light.
So when we're looking at stuff
How
now,
long
it's
you gonna
not
go on with
light.
this?
What a complete wanker. So we're not looking at things with light, kiddies. When Baruni's measurement fails, the anti-flat earther will tell you that you're not looking at things with light. Wanker, hello, wanker much? You're going to deny this so much that you're going to deny that looking at stuff needs light? What a wanker. That's what you've got to do if you're a globe believer. You get to the point where your argument fails so badly, you'll deny that looking at stuff needs light.
How
Exactly.
long you
didn't
gonna go
deny
on
that.
with this?
What
How
kind of-
long?
I didn't deny that. Why are you going to make me do this?
What kind of bullshit is that?
Why are you going to make me deny the light makes you see things, man? Why are you going to deny this?
I won't make you do that.
Why you make me deny the light needs to see things, man? Why you make me do this?
Akumu,
I wouldn't
sight
make you do that. I
requires
think that would be
light.
common to do that.
Exactly, Owen.
It's like seeing things
Look at
needs
what-
light, you complete and utter retard. You just denied that and then denied denying it, you stupid fool. You need me to trim it out and put another best of together like QE did at the beginning of this? You stupid demented idiot. You've denied that needing to see things requires light. That makes you a fool. It makes you an idiot, and you're only doing it because you've lost the straight line that Baruni needs to have a triangle to get R.
That means they're not the same thing. So
What, the
Virus, that's
horizon
why I
being
asked you.
physical, not the same thing as Baruni's measuring? Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. The horizon is an Earth curve. That's the conclusion. The answer that you wouldn't give me to the first question I asked, are we seeing Earth curve in the Black Swan? Well, it depends. It depends whether or not you're going to need a straight line to derive R from. Because then it's going to be Earth curve, and you definitely got a straight line if you're Baruni. But if we're looking at the Black Swan, then no, it's got a bent line to it then. Obviously, we need both to be true.
I want to know why
that's-
QE
that-
hijacked
it doesn't
Truckett's
depend
question.
on anything like that whatsoever. I don't know how you came up with that, but okay.
Because it's on screen, Baruni said it's got a straight line to it. You told us all the lines were bent. Pissing in the face of Baruni's straight line to a horizon he can see. Because according to you, he can't. It's bent. He's not got a straight line and can't get this triangle. That's why.
How is
How can I stutter my way through a question of you when I humiliate you? Yeah, I've humiliated you, and you think you need to stutter your way through a question of me, do you, Dumbo?
no?
You globe Earth dead virus. You haven't got any straight lines to derive art like Al Baruni's doing. You made it explicitly clear. If you're looking at something, in this case the horizon, then the light's coming to your eyes by way of a bent line, refracted line, ballsing up this measurement on screen.
Not really. That line.
Not really. It can kind of be straight to get a 90 degree at the tangent point. No, it has to be straight. Not really, kind of. Not, it depends. You need a straight line, and Black Swan took it away from you. Hence you telling us how refracted it is. So we've taken this line that's straight away from the globe. You're the one telling us how bent it is.
It doesn't
Nathan, can you
depend. I don't know
post
where
the
you keep
last two
getting that
slides
from.
I put there after that one, the picture? I'd like to read them.
Go ahead.
Second step in his method was to find the angle of dip or angle of depression of the flat horizon from the mountaintop using the astrolabe in the same way. This being the fourth measurement, it can be further seen from the diagram that his line of sight from the mountaintop to the horizon will make an angle of 90 degrees with the radius.
Not if it's
Next
bent, it
slide.
won't. According to
course.
Virus, there's a bent line coming from the horizon. You're not going to get 90 degree from a bent line.
The next one reads, and then you can
Sorry.
go chocolate. It's all right. Al-Biruni determined a mountain's height by measuring angles to its top from 2 points at sea, using a giant protractor. He then measured the angle from the peak to the line of sight of the horizon. Al-Biruni's right triangle, the mountaintop, horizon, and the Earth's center are corners of a right triangle. He derived lengths from the angle. No bent lines.
Yeah, chocolate.
Yeah, I just wanted to read one line from their alma mater wiki about Al-Biruni. Quote, one significant problem with this approach is that Al-Biruni was not aware of atmospheric refraction and made no allowance for it. End quote.
Perfect. With that, I'm going to say another huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G+ Panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you in... did I say Discord and G+ Panel? And of course, a massive thank you to all of you in either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams for hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, smashing the PayPal link, hitting the thanks button, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.